5 seconds
Radiant
remaining.
team ban.
PSG LGD's turn to ban.
Radiant team ban.
PSG
Radiant
LGD's
team
turn
pick.
to ban. PSG LGD's.
Bang.
Ten seconds remaining.
PSG LGD's.
Beastmaster.
10 seconds
Faith
remaining.
on forearms, man. He's been playing with Black's like strengthener.
5
The
seconds
The
remaining.
grip strengthener, yeah.
Yeah, dude. He's got forearms for days. All right.
Workouting, maybe some arm wrestling or something like that. It can happen.
Yeah, it got to be quite silly to hurt your arm wrestling, right?
Especially as a Dota player, right? Looking at Phoenix, it's a completely fresh squad. Obviously, I wasn't trying to be sarcastic before or anything like that. They can take a game from PSG LGD, but it's going to be extremely difficult for them. They are definitely the underdogs and probably the ones that we expect the least out of. But that's also a little bit helpful, as when you're playing versus PSG LGD, you're giving it your best, right?
Yeah.
And the season is just starting because
Radiant
of that.
team
They'll
ban.
take every game as important as possible, right? They'll give it their all. Meanwhile, if you're PSG LGD, you look at this new squad, new team. Even some of their players got poached recently by eHome. PSG LGD might come a little bit easier, a little bit relaxed, and might get
10
punished
seconds
because
remaining.
of that.
It is indeed old versus new here for this series. Let's find out how
5
these drafts are going to
seconds
go
remaining.
with this series. I'm excited, honestly. Like, I feel like there's always a lot of new blood in the Chinese region, which is why it's so strong. You know, we talked a lot about the academy teams, and, you know, you see every season things just mixing around. Is he okay? Oh, there we go. He's
PSG
back.
LGD's turn to
Don't
ban.
let me get in my zone.
He definitely did look like he was powering up.
LGD's
And
turn to
staring
ban.
down on the floor, that's it.
Radiant team ban.
We have so far OD and Spirit Breaker banned out, nothing new. And IO, which is, Monkey King is also a very popular hero. A lot of teams in Chinese regions can pretty much first pick it, first phase it. IO is surprising though.
10
It's not a hero that
seconds
has been
remaining.
just banned out by every single team recently.
5 seconds remaining.
Now, do you like the snap? Mm-hmm.
Good.
It was just 2 series, right? You think about it. 3, right? Yesterday. Matt.
PSG
so Snapfire
LGD's
is
turn
back.
to ban.
I do like what Phoenix have got. So both of these teams have
LGD's turn
got
to
pretty
pick.
solid openings, right? The Bane and the Mars on the other side. These heroes are extremely contested recently. Like throughout all the tournament, from Chinese region and Huya to the European region and what was it, Dota Pit?
10
That
seconds
was played
remaining.
recently. Bane has been, I think, hero with
5
most first
seconds
picks.
remaining.
Just a solid safe laning support. That's
And Bane and Mars is actually the second most picked duo of out of all the DPC Division 1s throughout the past few weeks. And 65% win rate out of 17 games. So.
yeah, that's pretty high.
Yeah.
Like 65% win rate for a hero phase.
And for
this
them
is
together, yeah.
Yeah, for them together.
Yeah, for Bane and
Well, when you think about the heroes, you
Radiant
kind of
team
feel that
pick.
they are top picks in the meta, and when they're together, it does make sense.
Yeah,
Do they
okay.
synergize very well together? I guess there's some arena to protect the grip, right? It's a little bit easier to place yourself around that arena and use a proper grip.
I mean, I think they cover each other's weaknesses.
10 seconds
Mars,
remaining.
decent team fight, you know, good area control, and then Bane gives you the single target. You know,
5
sometimes
seconds remaining.
synergies and combos, but in terms of covering, like, doing different things.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Now we have an Undying from PSG LGD. This hero
Radiant team
just takes me
PSG.
back to the TI finals and Undying. Yeah, don't worry about the Magnus. We'll just pick
Phantom
Undying. It did work once, and versus Mars, it's kind of similar. Like, you
Radiant
will have
team
this laner
buff.
that's really strong against him. Now you can maybe think about positioning Mars somewhere else, or just creep skipping with something like a Hoodwink.
PSG LGD's
And very
turn
interesting
to
ones,
ban.
right? Like,
Yeah, but it's very LGD as well, though, isn't it? Very on brand.
10
You
seconds
know, Innocence
remaining.
loves its Undying. It's fourth most played hero.
Radiant team
they
ban.
go with the Morphling as well, a hero that we mentioned earlier when Mars was picked up, right? Like, it's one of those that can get out of the arena very easily. A lot of armor versus the PA as well, which is solid. But Hoodwink for me is a more peculiar one. Like, we haven't
10
seen her
seconds
in a while.
remaining.
Like, the squirrel has died off, at least in the
5
least in the other
seconds
region.
remaining.
hero isn't as
Yeah,
picked.
definitely. Super popular for a while, and has since the nerf to Bushwhack, I feel like has kind of downgraded since then.
It's winter as well, right?
Ah, true, hibernation. He's got lots of acorns stored away, and then the PA as well. I guess that gives you a bit of tombstone killing. I mean, it's not great at it though.
Bad.
Yeah. Can't
Not amazing.
Phantom strike someone else and run over to it before the
Yeah.
duration runs out. Yeah, it's,
They truly don't have any ways of dealing with it. It's going to pose a problem for them.
PSG LGD's
You
turn
want
to
at least
ban.
one hero that's this time around. They look like a team that will have to kind of go together on top of that tomb for it. And even when you think about the range that these have got and the way they want to play, none of them wants to really be
10 seconds
nearby. You don't
remaining.
have that
Pick.
Mirana or anything that can actually get on top of it real fast.
PSG LGD's
yeah, I would have liked it actually. I think it would have given them the burst damage they need to try and deal with more. Right now, there's nothing with him. Oh, and I was worried they'd do this. This is something they've been relying on a lot. They played it
10
both games in their
seconds
previous
remaining.
series, and the Death Prophet comes out. You know,
Kinker.
Choose your
So what
hero.
happened in the previous series with
They
that
lost.
Prophet? Lost? I mean, did it look good or is it just their comfort zone?
I mean, it wasn't a stomp. I wouldn't say it was a stomp against the home, but you know, 35 minutes, 37-minute games. It wasn't exactly looking like that. I mean, I think actually in one of the games they were ahead for a bit, but then one big team. Look at that face. Innocence is a happy man.
You're swinging PSG LGD's way.
Good odds. Wow. Okay. I mean, I think I know. We did see Innocent smiling there, and he might have been smiling about a Tinker pick. He also might be smiling because there's absolutely nothing to kill his Tombstone. This man's got free reign on Tombstone. He gets plonk him down wherever he wants.
Yep.
Does seem like a very good. I mean, what can go right? What needs to happen?
There's always that PA potential. You have this hero that has been for as long as there was Dota, PA has been the hero. If you leave her unchecked, if she gets enough farm, couple of good crits, she can take the game. This one, even if I didn't see the drafts, I'd go with PSG LGDs. It's very hard to go against them.
Alrighty, well, let's get into game number 1. It is indeed PSG LGD versus Phoenix Gaming in a best of 3 matchup here at the China DPC with our Cryptic and Neff.
Love it. Thank you so much, Nomad. And yeah, I kind of agree with him. You know, PSG LGD definitely a juggernaut in the CN region, so they got their work cut out for them on the side of Phoenix.
It's a little bit shaky yesterday. Took the series 2-1 instead of a quick 2-0 like a lot of people thought.
Yeah, I think some of that might have been the fact that Aster just ended up kind of surprising a lot of people, right? Like Aster came out, you know, swinging. Took game number 1, almost took game number 2. And I mean, that would have been a pretty nuts storyline. But yeah, it's going to be a fun one here. I do like the draft from PSG LGD. Like Lizard was saying, you know, the Phantom Assassin is something that can get out of control given the time and the space. But we'll see if it actually ends up being enough here. We're finally going to go ahead and jump into our first game, the Hoodwink skin. I was worried that it wasn't... that they wouldn't have it. I love this. It looks so good.
I hate Hoodwink, but, you know, love this hat.
It is very good.
But, yeah, excited for this one. And it is absolutely insane to me that we see two teams that were playing just yesterday play against each other again today.
Yep.
Every other region, 1 game a week, maybe 2 every so often. But, you know, second day in a row. PSG, LGD, and Phoenix both having to show up. So good luck to both these teams. Not a ton of time to analyze their opponents before the matches, unfortunately.
And Neff, I know you're super excited for the Nothing to Say Tinker again, right? This is your favorite hero in Dota.
I got home yesterday. I played a single game of Dota 2, and it was against a Tinker. The Tinker absolutely destroyed me.
Did you have nightmares about it as well?
I just went to bed angry.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, that seems about right. Morphling obviously was actually the bane of the existence for Phoenix yesterday, as he ended up getting 2-0'd thanks to just an incredible Morphling performance. So we'll see. PSG LGD gonna feel pretty happy about the draft here.
Yeah. We will see if the Tinker, you know, ends up carrying the same way that he did yesterday. Nothing to say. It was everywhere in these team fights, all over the place, blinking out of things that he had no business getting away from, but still managing to pull it off in this lane. And he already starts to harass his first level heat-seeking missiles.
Yeah, we actually saw him like blink onto a Doom and was like, "Oh, I don't need to be here." Like like rearm blink away. It's just like, how can you do this?
And the defense matrix is a hell of an ability.
Yeah, very interesting. Top lane, we're going to have the Morphling going up against the Bane and Shining's Mars, a hero that is very strong, so I'm not surprised we see the Mars picked up here. I was kind of surprised it was ignored the first 2 games of last series, but Phoenix, I know that they play this hero all the time, so it makes sense.
To say, I mean, that's why he's spamming out the missile. He doesn't want to deal with the Death Prophet's harass at these early levels. Once he's got the laser, it's going to be a little bit more tricky for Zone to trade with him, though. In fact, yeah, there it comes out. Laying in an excellent position for Nothing to Say, but he's sitting a little bit low. Needs that bottle pretty quickly here. Just gets the money for it, so being carried out to him just now.
Radiant's courier has been
Ooh,
killed.
that is a really important courier gun that has the salve and the clarity there for LWW, and that wand is not going to be enough to sustain him through the lane now for the next minute.
Not against Undying, so all the hurt they were putting on Morphling, it's all be for naught in a moment. They did shut down this first couple of waves well, though. I mean, Shining ended up doing a lot of right-click damage to him. Then, you know, you came in behind, got some clicks of his own to brain sap off, and only sitting at what 6-0 compared to the Phantom Assassin, who was having a pretty easy time down the bottom lane. Shining actually 11-2 up here.
Yeah,
you wanted to see more Mars.
This hero's super good, man. I'm surprised like it's not, you know, pick banned every single game. Top lane LWW gets a little bit too aggressive. Spear trying to pin Y into the wall, but ends up giving first blood on over to the Morphling. And that is not a good sign for the side of Phoenix.
Yeah, doing such a good job of shutting him down, keeping this Mars far ahead, but you give up a first blood like that, no, that's your recovery. It doesn't matter that you missed probably more CS than you wanted to at this point, as long as you could find that kill. So that courier going down really did make the difference. He has that salve, and there's no way that he drops there.
Yeah, absolutely. And we haven't really talked about the 5-position Hoodwink yet. I mean, it's not something we see all that much. I'm a little bit surprised we actually saw it picked up here. Definitely more conventional picks here for the offlane of LGD, but
I mean, it's a hero that does a lot of damage as support. I'm not as big of a fan of it in the position 5, and it fell off a little bit after a couple of nerfs. Like,
oh, Zinq goes down bottom. M77 gets aggressive there on the PA, finds the kill, and now Faith Beyond maybe Able to pick off the PA there, but she will be able to keep herself alive. Nice body blocks there by YP. And just not enough damage from that boar.
Yeah, and that Beastmaster sitting very low. He's going to sit all the way back. Oh, the snipe!
That was the dirtiest.
The pause coming out after. Oh, no way did he just pause on them. There is no way he just paused on them.
That has to be one of the best acorn shots I have ever seen.
Oh, man.
Oh, he was like, yeah, I'm fine. There's no way. Oh, God. Who's going to win, a Beastmaster or a tiny acorn?
Master of the Beast or a small squirrel, who would win? Oh, YP with the incredible snipe. You'll love to see it.
All right. I mean, these lanes are going really well for the side of Phoenix so far. I mean, yes, it is 2-1, but the Mars farming really well. The Phantom Assassin farming real. Death Prophet farming really well. So they've got to be pretty happy with how this is going.
Yeah, I mean, top 3 heroes on the CS chart, and of course made that lane even easier after he landed that sick acorn shot. Ooh.
Zone will be able to bottle up that water in, so ends up costing him a lot of HP though, so it ended up maybe not being worth it. Oh, he gets a salve from out there. It'll be fine.
I think we've seen this a couple of times, like support rotates in, ends up dropping a salve.
Cookie forward does connect. Nice bushwhack there, but EA will end up falling in the end. A lot of damage from these. This is why the Snapfire is so good. Like we were curious why it hasn't been picked up quite yet today, but LGD obviously very much love this hero.
Yeah, you've got a lot of new games. You've got several ways of dealing out damage. You can either do magical burst with your cookie and
Dire's structures are
your
fortified.
scatter blast, or you can just punish low armor heroes with that little shredder. You trade wonderfully. I'm glad they nerfed that ability. But I do think that they nerfed that one enough, finally. It doesn't feel like overwhelmingly powerful. It's good against low armor heroes, which is about how it should be. Nothing to say. I mean, he's doing all right in the mid lane now. Death Prophet's doing a decent job at zoning him. Phoenix Gaming, they're pretty happy. 2 heroes top lane now with both the Mars and the Phantom Assassin, and a little bit ahead of nothing to say, and you got to be happy about that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's honestly a pretty solid start. Bottom lane, YP able to dodge them out for the moment on this little squirrel, but Faith Beyond almost gets him with the axe. I'm surprised. This is a really interesting build. 2-2-0. You don't really see axes come out that much from the Beastmaster. It is great harass damage, and PA can't dodge the axes, right? So
I guess just not valuing the extra attack speed. Your position 1 is a Morphling. He's going to be doing his own thing a lot of the time. Your mid lane is a Tinker who, isn't going to be getting auto attacks off a lot. That's a lot of magic damage coming out under the PA. That's why you do it. So M77 now struggling. He's going to be forced to send out probably some extra regen. Still pretty far off that ring of health, and you're getting zoned out of the lane now. I feel like this, their solution is Phantom Assassin having the evasion and all this armor. You think, okay, great, I'm going to have the evasion deal with the Beastmaster Boars. Doesn't have the extra attack speed. Well, if you negate, if you don't go for these extra, boar buffs,
my trees to myself.
it doesn't matter.
I'll make an exception.
they're doing a pretty decent job bottom targeting the boards there. We just saw, right, then take down both of them. Meanwhile, mid lane zone pops a DD rune. Does have the exorcism, will drop that onto this mid tier 1 tower. Tinker TPing back in. They do want to try and defend. This is why here on this Undying, be able to help out a decent amount, and tower's gonna be fine.
Forced to get back.
Bane does need to be careful though. Q. I mean, Bane's pretty fast. He's got a wind lace, and his base movement speed is pretty decent. So will Bill just walk away? Zone. All right, he's gonna be all right.
Yeah. Couldn't get those right clicks off because of the laser with that double damage rune, and yeah, it was just about to expire that exorcism, and they'll start flying back to her. There's nothing to say, it's just fine. Spooked me for a moment though.
That would make sense. There's a lot of ghosts flying around. Yeah, it's very spooky ability.
Thank you, Ricky.
Yeah, of course. Anytime, brother.
All right, let's take a look at Morphling's game. Still a little bit. He's neck and neck right now with the Mars. I feel like as this lane goes on, this Morphling gets a couple more points in his attribute shift. It becomes harder for the Mars to be able to contest his farm. As long as he doesn't get caught out by like another stun on top of the arena spear, he won't melt. Anytime you see the arena come out, you have plenty of time to hit the attribute shift, and you're going to stay alive. And of course, you can just wave bomb out of the arena.
That was like such a bold waveform there. You just like knew he wasn't gonna get speared.
Yeah. I mean, after they changed the arena to form slightly faster, you can throw out the spear and then the arena if you're very quick.
Yeah.
And catch out the Morphling, but that trick is a little bit easy to mess up.
So Faith Beyond does have the Helm of the Dominator, picked up a Centaur for himself, so a little bit of extra control. YP's doing very well on this Hoodwink though. Yeah, sets up another little carry there onto the Hawk. Overall, Beastmaster, top of the net worth, but it's pretty much even across all 6 of these cores. I mean, we're looking at only 300 gold difference between 6 heroes.
Yeah. So everyone is having the time of their lives, and I think Venom Assassin's partners are keeping up just because these 4 kills and these Hawks. I mean, they are worth a lot of XP and gold. And she went for the Orb of Corrosion rather than straight into the Battle Fury, so she's got some fighting power.
See it in just the levels, right? Death Prophet, I don't know, I'm not sorry, Death Prophet. The Hoodwink just hit level 6 bottom, so now Sharpshooter's online, and that is a very scary ability to play into. Mid lane, Blink Dagger finished up on nothing to say, and suddenly this Tinker is going to be very scary.
Yep. Say, I mean, the fact that you get free boots of travel now is absolutely ridiculous. I am not a fan of that.
I think when everyone read that, they're like, hold on, I need to read this again. Wait, okay, that is what that says.
Yeah. When you see that again, Zig Q just dropped all of a sudden to YP down here.
Sharpshooter, very good.
At your level 6, ended up hitting it before 10 minutes. Probably surprised them, you know, you're positioned 5, but that kill that he managed to find earlier on Beyond really did help.
That combined with all of the boars and the Hawks, right? They, like you said, they do give a decent amount of experience.
60 experience per boar.
Ooh, Roar comes out right away. Wive diving in here as well, dropping that tombstone right on top of the TP. Comes in from the Mars, and M77 trying to just get some distance away. The Morphling not be able to finish him off, and Shining trying to take down Y inside of the arena. Will be able to do so, but he is now the one in trouble trying to take down the tombstone, but Tinker cleaves him down with that rocket. Now Morphling looking for YP down behind. He got the Sharpshooter, throws it, but not enough damage.
Nice try. Missed that that bushwhack inside, right beside the tombstone, or either that or ended up getting cut down by the Quelling Blade. I didn't quite see that one. I think he probably cut it. He still got the Quelling Blade on the Morphling here. So.
A nice find there from LGD overall, and they're going to grab this tier 1 tower, so really sick play. One of the benefits of having the Tinker, I mean, he TP's down, throws a little missile, and is like, all right, I can just go TP elsewhere again.
I've assisted for this one. My work here is done.
Yeah, typical carry contribution, showing up, stealing your kill, and leaving.
Yep. All right, taking another look at the Death Prophet here. He hasn't had too much of an impact in this game. They just, well, they tried to shove mid lane in a couple of times now, but every time he does, you know, they've got decent heroes at being able to defend. Pushing into the Tinker isn't easy. Into the Beastmaster, the Undying, also kind of difficult.
I'm sure she's going like Hood of Defiance here or something, right? Like she's got that Ring of Health queued up. It's the only thing I could imagine being like her item here. Yeah, there's Hood of Defiance on Courier going out right now. So Arcane Ring, that's a really big one. That item is so sick.
Yeah, you're the way of almost anybody, but Bit of his ass is going to hold on to this broom handle that she's got. It's going to up her farming speed. And Death Prophet going for the boot to travel immediately after this Hood of Defiance.
I think this makes a lot of sense. You need to be able to survive some of these like early spells that come in from the side of LGD.
I mean, he's maxing out the Axe on the Beastmaster as well. It's all magic damage that they're doing. Although he did end up getting the Helm of the Dominator and straight into the Overlord, of course, because it's too good to pass up.
Yeah, well, he kept 2 points as it.
Oh no, he got 2 points in the action.
Yeah,
crazy.
He was just 2-2-0 at level 4, and then started maxing out Call of the Wild. So
yeah, I'm insane.
Illusion.
Meanwhile, YP is like, please stop hitting me with missiles. I only have 800 health. Nice spear. The arena does come through. Interrupts the combo for the moment. Cookies him out forward. Faith Beyond. He's going to survive. Roar does come through up onto the high ground. Sharpshooter connects onto the Undying. And they're going to find themselves kill Faith Beyond with the axes from the low ground. Great play there from
those aren't maxed.
Sure, that looks like it.
Yeah, it looked like it from my angle. No, sick play. Turned that one around on them pretty quickly, but I thought they'd be able to catch someone out there, but there's just way too much damage coming up from these PSG heroes now.
Bounty!
You know, it was a sick body block on that Sharpshooter that was coming out. jumps in front of the bullet for him.
Get down, Mr. President.
Yeah.
Classic. Now we're starting to see LGD take over the top 3 network positions. The graph pretty much flip-flopped at this point, and honestly the supports farm pretty fast. Like Snapfire is one of those 4 positions that can get a lot of net worth, clears waves super easily, and she does a lot with her farm, right? The shard, the blink dagger, just ends up being a huge stun and a great way to initiate some of these fights.
Yeah.
Or to stop things, right? Like Bane's Fiend Grip, right? You can just blink Scatter Blast, stuff like that.
Well, you can blink Gobble Up as well.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gotten a lot less popular, the Gobble Up, but it still is a nice save.
It's so expensive as
Radiant's middle
a thing
tower
right now.
is
Like,
under attack.
4,200 gold. What kind of support has money for that? In current patch?
I think the Weaver we saw yesterday certainly did, but he
yeah.
went Solar Crest.
I thought he was a position.
Mjolnir or something. Shining taking a lot of damage here. Do they have the burst? Almost. He'll make himself back to the base. Might be forced to pop a smoke.
I think you're probably considering. Oh no,
Mid
zone.
lane. Nice play here from the Morphling. The question is, can they actually stay on top? It doesn't look like it.
I think you're slightly too far away. If he cookie hopped him there, wouldn't have been able to connect with Zone. So they get back, but at this point, you're probably wishing that you picked up Trank Boots or something like that on the Hoodwink, because then you'd at least be able to regen up some of this homing missile damage. But
Oh gosh, LWW bottom lane is in a rough spot. Scouted out from the Hawk there of Beastmaster. Nothing to say, comes in, grabs himself a nice free kill, and they're actually gonna get a D ward as well. So
yep, nice find. Two of the things down there, and I think, okay, well, why was he in the trees?
yeah, what was his Bane doing here? Placing a Tinker ward, of course. Shining needs to be a little bit careful. There's going to be the roar. They drop the arena. Cookie comes through as well. Nice bushwhack into the sharpshooter. The spear. Oh, he ends up missing. Oh,
The spear makes it miss.
Yeah, they will go ahead and at least grab Zimq. The sharpshooter wasn't going to be enough damage to kill the Beastmaster, but it might have been enough to like set up for another kill because it does have a pretty big slow.
Yeah. It is. Poor coordination there. Poor coordination both teams. They ended up stacking up their stuns onto the Mars. The Centaur stun and the Cookie came out at the same time onto him, so they didn't chain them up.
Nice ward that's placed there behind that creep camp there. It gives them a little bit of vision to play with behind the tower. But PSG LGD, they're feeling pretty good. Morphling working towards the Lincoln Sphere. Has it delivered right now, so even safer than before.
First item Lincolns. Black was complaining about this one yesterday. Well, not just Lincolns, but you go like Lincolns, BKB, and then what was the last one that he said?
Yeah, I don't know.
I forget. Yeah, it was a good point, whatever it was.
Black does usually make pretty good points. That's
But
Radiant's
yeah,
middle
when you go for these
tower
items
is
on
under
Weaver,
attack.
you don't really do much damage. You don't farm very fast. You start to fall off. So I think this Lincoln Sphere is going to be the only defensive item that he gets, for now. But it is
you mean
pretty
the
important.
Morphling, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. It is
Radiant's
pretty good
bottom
against
tower
both
is under
the Bane
attack.
against.
Jin Q pops a smoke. Unsuspecting victim here potentially. Spear will connect him into the wall. Sharpshooter, easy finish here. And one more attack from Shining will grab the Y, rotates it, drops that tombstone. The flesh golem comes through and they get themselves a very easy kill there. On over to that Mars, but now chasing for more. Nothing to say. Does he have the vision? Nice nightmare dodge there, but there's a Hawk behind the tower. The Aghanim Scepter, the laser bounce between them. They get the roar onto the Phantom Assassin. In comes Zone on the Death Prophet, though. Able to turn around. They take down the Tinker.
Dire's top tower is under
All
attack.
that combo.
Salvaging this
Radiant's
fight desperately
bottom
here,
tower
but
is under
the
attack.
Tombstone, too much for them to deal with, so they will be able to force this one out. Honestly, a pretty good fight there from Phoenix as they get themselves a really important target. They did lose the tier 2 bottom, though. Zone.
Just trying to get a little bit more out of this exorcism, so
Yeah.
goes to the mid tower, but unfortunately Fortify is still available. But yeah, that turnaround of the Tinker, I was gonna say, just felt like he was so well protected with his entire team there, but a very quick reaction there by Phoenix turning around to him, getting that silence off, allowing his Phantom Assassin to find that kill. If you don't silence him when she gets on top of you, well, you just get lasered multiple times in a row.
Yeah.
So he feels super confident on his Tinker, and it shows. I think that he might be forced to get a
Radiant's top
BKB this
tower
game,
is
or
under attack.
something like that.
He just needs levels when your rearm has,
Such a long cast time.
1/3 of the cast time, right?
Yeah.
Morphling getting aggressive here onto the Phantom Assassin.
Radiant's middle
LWW
tower is under
nearby
attack.
as well. He's going to be able to rotate right on over. Cookie comes forward. They get themselves a very quick pick off. ends up waveforming into a stun. Sharpshooter, it's being channeled. He's got a lot of damage, but the Mortimer kisses, and just the damage from this Tinker. Constant missile spam is just way too much. He's actually behind the tower, looking for more,
Radiant's
but
top tower is under attack.
He's never satisfied. He didn't learn anything when he got killed behind that tier 1 in the mid lane.
of course
He
not.
just wants to keep going.
Full health soul rip there, too. That was pretty sick. Yeah, lane
Radiant's
zone.
top tower has
Bravo
fallen.
here has nothing to say. Dodges out the silence. Nice play from him. ZinQ will clip him with the slow. Y rotating in as well. They've got the ward here about to expire the arena. The Spear, but Blake dodges it, of course. Why not? And now Shining gonna regret that decision as ZinQ will be able to finish off the kill. LWW being ran down by the summons here from the Beastmaster. Axis from downtown just claps him with a golem real quick.
Yeah. I mean, look, that thing looks
Radiant's
hilarious.
top
It tries to
tower
punch
is
people.
under
Like,
attack.
He just literally slaps you.
yeah.
Dire's
But yeah,
middle
so much
tower
damage
is
coming
under
out from
attack.
Tinker here, and you know, you try to get him, but the defense matrix damage block of that thing, you can just blink out of so much right now on Tinker.
Yes, very fair and balanced hero.
Cool concept. Put him in a hamster ball.
Yeah. Another Hawk here scouting out these heroes on the backside. Honestly, this Beastmaster Tinker combo has just been doing so much work. Like, they always play around these Hawk visions.
This just gets worse once
The
Tinker
shard comes out and
no, Tinker hits level 18.
oh
You
yeah.
can just, you know, blink to the Hawks, or sorry, travel.
Well, speaking of Tinker, he's been found. Nice spear, silenced up, gets cookied out, but they're going to be able to turn it around onto the Phantom Assassin zone going in, but he is alone. The question is, can he actually find these kills? We'll take down Y, but it's not worth it. The Death Prophet falling here in this fight as well. The Tinker continue to chase after. YP will be able to dodge out some of the damage, but not all of it.
Finally lose vision of him. Get that zombie off him, but the vision game is so good. Everything providing, you know, the Hawks like you mentioned. You know, this undying, getting on top of people with the tombstone.
And right into Roshan they go, and Tinker, with the help of these other heroes, makes pretty quick work of this. So Aegis, I'm sure, going to go in the way of the Morphling. Smoked up on Phoenix. They want to try and fight this, but they're definitely not going to make it in time. Shining not in place for that blink.
Maybe Tinker tanks it just because, you know, he is playing so aggressive on this hero, but it makes more sense. Morphling's going to be your building hitter, and usually when you're ready to go high ground, you want that Aegis to go over the way of the building hitter. Thankfully, they haven't added a patch where, you know, the Tinker things do damage to towers just yet.
Arena finds a Beastmaster with the Bushwhack and the Sharpshooter. They will find the kill. ZinQ actually jumps right into the middle of the fray. Y here will slow him down thanks to the Tombstone, though. But Gobble Up? ZinQ has an axe? Excuse me?
Well, when you get yourself a Philosopher's Stone, you pull yourself up by your bootstraps, anything's possible.
We were joking kind of earlier about the Gobble Up build for the Snapfire, but it is 20 minutes into the game and your 4 position has an Aghanim Scepter. He says Brown Boots, Ags. Incredible build.
Well, Snapfire wasn't joking.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, that's your save. I mean, you get on top of, you get a silence in your, this Phantom Assassin on top of the Tinker. You can just reset him out of these fights with a Gobble Up and then a Spit Out. Either get away or just keep going with that.
Just send him into the enemy team completely. Just throw the Tinker onto the back line.
That's what I would do if I had
Yes.
a Tinker on my team.
Yes.
You're going in.
M77 here with the TP out. Ooh, Roar not in time. Well, they lose the Bullwhip as a result, so that's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah. What can you do? Almost level 18 now at Tinker, 17. Again, once you've got the 3 points into the real.
Gobble Up. Morphling finds the Mars, dodges out the spear, and ends up kind of yoinking the kill there on the Snapfire, the Scatterblast from downtown. So, nicely done.
I mean, we discussed this yesterday. ZinQ obviously thinks that he's playing position 1.
Yes.
Oh, he's farm like position 1. Has that Aghanim Scepter, just like boots into Aghanim
Radiant's
Scepter
middle
completed.
tower is under attack.
You see zone behind the tower. They've got another Hawk Vision there. Ooh, spear off the mark. Nice attempt there from the Morphling, but so they're just making space as they're trying to focus down this third and final tier 2
Radiant's
tower
middle
here.
tower
Are they going to
has
slow
fallen.
down?
No, absolutely not. They've got Aegis for another 2.5 minutes. He's got himself the E-Blade combo. You got Faith Beyond behind you.
Radiant
Tinker can
structures
join the fight at
are
any time. This is just all PSG LGD. They are just feeling so strong right now.
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah,
is
with another
under
2.5 minutes here, and you know, some of the Overlords still behind you, you'd be able to make quick work of this tier 3 tower. I mean, Mars could have, you know, potentially spear somebody back into like one of these buildings here.
Oh, they're Getting a little bit aggressive, nice dodge, but the damage, it's just there.
He's dead.
He's just got nothing you can do against it. The chip is just from so far range.
Radiant's middle barracks has
And
fallen.
this is the PSG LGD. A lot of people were expecting to see yesterday, and they struggled a little bit against Aster, but against Phoenix we're 22 minutes in, and
Oh, Morphling goes in, gets caught by a silence, soul ripped and healed by the cookie, gets gobbled up by Xinqiu. He's like, screw it, man, get back in there. We're here to fight. Roar comes through. They get the kill.
Radiant's middle
Oh man, you thought Xinqiu was here just to save him, but no, he just wanted to kill another hero.
going right back in. Is he going to get LW? He does. All your heroes dropping inside your base. You've only got 2 tier 3 towers. You're about to lose your second one.
There is not much left that you can do in this game. You are 17,000 gold behind against a tanker draft, and this Beastmaster just helps his team take buildings so fast.
Yeah, they're not slowing down. Exorcism's committed in that last team fight as well. You just melted there on the Death Prophet. This last tier 3 tower is the only thing that's standing 23 minutes in. It's got to feel kind of hopeless for Phoenix. I mean, if they could somehow take this to the late game, you know, they talked about this on the panel. You've got the Phantom Assassin factor, but you did not have nearly enough time.
Arena comes out, doesn't connect with the spear. Nice bait there from the Morphling, but his team focusing on the objectives. They get themselves a tier 3 now, exposing the last lane of barracks here. Lincoln's here going to be popped for the moment. Fiend Script, it is available, but it's so difficult to do anything. There's the Goblin on the backside. It connects onto 2, the Tinker. Putting in the damage now with BKB, gets the blink out. LWW trying to survive with the Tinker. Does not care at all. Continue the onslaught here as they're going all the way into the base. Fiend Script does finally catch the Morphling. They get the kill, but that's just going to be the Aegis.
About to expire anyways.
Yep. Armor Kiss is raining on through, holding them in place. The Roar comes through as well. They are just getting crushed here inside their own base. This is not yours. It belongs to PSG LGD as 4 heroes dead. I'm sure this game's going to be over, and there it is. The GG comes through.
And this is the PSG LGD everybody was expecting. This is the team that came second place at the International and played so well this year. Absolutely crushing Phoenix in this first game. And a little bit close here, but that Tinker absolutely insane this game. Nothing to say, looks incredible.
Yeah, I mean, all of them did. Like, they played incredibly well. The off lane, like Beastmaster into the Phantom Assassin, ended up doing super good. And yeah, just a sick game overall. Like, just loved it overall. It was a really good performance.
Yeah, incredible stuff by them. I mean, I got to say, nothing to say, just played so aggressive on this Tinker. He ended up getting caught out once when he was silenced there, but outside of that, just like constantly jumping forward in the faces of the enemy team. Got that, you know, early multi-laser, all these rockets spamming out, made Hoodwink's life impossible, despite that super sick, you know, acorn shot that we saw at the start. That one is probably like my highlight of the DPC so far. They lost, but they styled on it very hard.
Yeah, very cool acorn shot. I mean, the Aghanim Scepter came out from the Tinker and ends up getting punished for it right away, but it was just, there's not enough coming out from Phoenix to slow down the game plan here from PSG LGD. I mean, at this point, you just fell too far behind too fast. The amount of pressure being applied from the Beastmaster, the combo of like the Aghanim Scepter plus the Hawk Vision was just, it was executed perfectly.
Yeah.
They always played around the vision that they were being granted, and Phoenix just really didn't have a counter for it.
Yeah, well, at the very least, I think we're going to see a couple more Tinker bans coming forward in these games against PSG LGD.
PSG LGD's turn to ban.
Already how much impact the Grimstroke can have early, especially against these like mobility spirit heroes. So yeah, nothing to say, just going to the Kunkka, saying I don't want to play any mobility heroes. You got that annoying Grimstroke anyway, just give me the Kunkka.
It's a nice combo
seconds
overall, this
remaining.
Grim and Mars, right? Even later on in the game, you Inkswell him, he jumps on top of you,
5
you can't
seconds
blink out because of
remaining.
the damage from the Inkswell, then he can spear you, he
Yeah.
gets that one extra millisecond to work with. So
The Grimstroke shard is one of the most broken in the game. Just gives you like a heartless spell and heals you for 50% of all the damage done. Like every time you jump in with that, you literally just heal half your HP. Great hero. Very underpicked.
Yeah, I would say it's underpicked. I agree. I think Kingsfall one of the best. You rarely see it.
Easily. Also has so many good talents for Inkswell, right? You got the additional cooldown reduction, the radius, the movement speed bonus. Like that spell is completely busted when he gets to higher levels.
Yeah, and you do have to
Dire
sacrifice other
team
talents to
back.
go there, but I mean,
PSG
it's a worthwhile trick.
LGD's turn
Yeah,
to ban.
pretty one-dimensional.
yeah, he's just one of those heroes that's either broken or not in the... That's how it feels for me. His toolkit has everything. Depends
Dire
what's buffed
team
the
back.
most and what's the strongest at the moment. Go for it.
There's always Grimstroke, right? There's one really strong spell, then they nerfed it, but they buff another, and then they
Exactly,
pick
yeah.
because of that. Oh, this patch I'm gonna max my second spell.
Suddenly he becomes a mid hero with an E-blade, right?
PSG
Dominating.
LGD's turn to ban.
Yeah, Grimstroke was really strong. Even offlane Grimstroke.
Honestly, he's still quite a strong mid laner even. Like his first spell is still crazy strong. Level 3 just instantly kills the range creep.
10 seconds
But yeah, we have
remaining.
no Topson anymore,
Dire
unfortunately.
team
Dagon or
back.
Scythe of Vice? And obviously you go think.
E-Blade first, of
Right,
course.
yeah, E-Blade.
Yeah, and then probably Blink Dagger to get the combo going with your own Ink spell so you can kill. I think Hex is probably better. And then just, or like Dagon 1 into Hex, and then you upgrade to Dagon 5 or whatever.
It feels like you have enough of damage anyway. And that
10
hex
seconds
brings
remaining.
an additional dimension to the way you can play the game, right? You suddenly
5
become this
seconds remaining.
disabling sort of guy that can jump in, silence, hex, felt follow up
What's your favorite combo with the
with other heroes.
Lich? I remember when Grimstroke first came out and hit the pro scene, everyone was doing Lich and just like
Lion Eggs.
I knew that was coming.
My personal favorite.
Dire team pick.
I like Pugna.
Pugna?
Fun.
You know, like, how does it work? If you have the shard, like you start draining multiple people. If you drain both, does it go back to both again and you drain both 2
I
times?
don't know actually.
'Cause-
Yeah, but
you
you
do
can't.
six
You
six
can't.
man-
It can't double on top of
10
them. It
seconds.
has
Because
to.
it sounds
remaining.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go
It has to go to different heroes.
But will both of them count as
PSG
source ones?
LGD's
Imba spirit.
I do, and
that's a
then-
good question.
I feel like I haven't seen it done, and because I haven't seen it done, it probably doesn't work that way, and it's bugged or something.
Because it would also require partner to stand still for like 10 seconds. Which
All right.
usually never happens.
Someone who's watching, test us in the lobby at Nomadcast. Tell
10
me
seconds
what
remaining.
happens. Will be rewarded with my eternal gratitude.
Draft
5
master.
seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
draft master.
Do colors matter? Like we have
Colors matter.
red on one side, blue, purplish on the other.
PSG
It matters when it makes
LGD's
sense, and Ember makes a lot of sense here, right? It's very strong to set up for spears, it's super strong with the Grimstroke, and it lanes like perfectly against Kunkkas, no problem at all. You just max your Flame Guard, very easy lane. You can never really get X comboed unless the Kunkka is like a...
But what if Kunkka is offlane?
It's a offlane Kunkka, guys,
10
alright?
seconds remaining.
That's such an early thinker, though. Like, such an early thinker. I'm sure they're
5
just
seconds
testing, like,
remaining.
okay, throw us, like, your best counter, right? And see how we deal with it. Because, like, usually you would not pick Tinker here. It's way too early for that.
This is what we call limit testing.
Yeah. Like, this is... Tinker is very much... we just last picked the hero. It's very strong, but... It does beat Ember in lane really hard, though. Like, that laser just reduces his health by, like, 50% almost.
Later on, he does have ways of getting on top of him,
Dire
which
team
is nice, and you do having swap to work with. So
It's
you can
honestly
catch
quite
him.
scary, right? To play Tinker against Ember. Like, if he gets BKB and Axe, you're not safe. Not safe.
So later on, it's remember early on, it can get a little tricky.
Could be carry Kunkka too, right? Especially in SEA, it's quite popular,
10
and all of the
seconds
Chinese players are
remaining.
actually playing in the SEA region now when they play matchmaking. And
5 seconds
I've seen
remaining.
quite a bit of Kunkka just going into the lane, buying that armlet instantly.
Yeah.
First item armlet, and carry.
And honestly, like they just go armlet and then BKB and Satanic, they deal so much right click damage. Silver Edge as well. Satanic is pretty strong strength carry item.
If you're not the most confident not too confident in landing your combos, you partner up with a Bane. It makes it very easy for you.
Yeah, just sleep.
Really?
Character,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't want to call you out, but Master of the Draft has. Heroes or what?
Or what? What's a champion?
I regret giving you your mic.
LGD's
Can you break your mic again?
Draftmaster, please talk about this Willow.
With Dark Willow, first of all, I think you love that hero. And it goes very well with Kunkka, especially if it's in the offlane. Like if you get X marked back into a Bramble Maze, there's just so much damage output.
5 seconds remaining.
Spectre
Dire team
Versus the
back.
Tinker, right?
Like Tinker, yeah.
Just mentioned it earlier. We were discussing all these old school heroes versus the Tinker.
Yeah.
Spectre.
Now all we need is a last pick Storm for the mid lane and put the Ember offlane or put the Ember +4.
Perfect draft.
Just hunt the Tinker. You didn't have to win the game as long as you punish him for what he did in that game
10
one.
seconds
You're
remaining.
winning.
5 seconds remaining.
PSG LGD's turn to ban.
It's very problematic though, right? Like Phoenix right now does not have enough damage at all. Like you get the Kunkka bolt, and then where's your damage going to come from? Like you have a Spectral Dagger, a Sleight of Fist, and a Mass Spear Arena, that's
10
it.
seconds
You have no
remaining.
burst damage whatsoever. And their last pick really have to make up for that,
5
which is
seconds
most
remaining.
likely going to be a support.
Yeah,
Like, it has to be like a Skyruff or something.
Most likely going to be that position. I guess even 5, right? This
Could be 5 with
could
4
be
Grim.
4, could
Dire
be
team
5.
ban.
But they need a damage source. Like Skyruff Mars is very strong together.
LGD's turn
Also
to pick.
the double silence potentially with the Grimstroke would be nice. But I'm not the biggest fan of the Phoenix draft, I gotta be honest. Like they have no building damage. Objectives are super hard. Like they can't get Roshan unless Spectre gets the Manta style.
So, sometimes it just happens that you
10
focus a little
seconds
bit too much
remaining.
on one problem. You try to overcompensate,
5
over
seconds
answer
remaining.
it, and feels like they have done that a little bit with the Spectre and the Ember Spirit. And I don't see how they dig themselves
Dire
out
team
of
pick.
this hole.
B-Cup, why are they banning offlaners when we're all thinking it's an offlane Kunkka? They're actually expecting to carry Kunkka then.
Yeah.
Does Arma play that? I've never seen him play Kunkka.
Some Lycan.
I mean,
Lycan.
Yeah.
So it is a carry Kunkka and the
10
offlane Lycan, I
seconds remaining.
think.
Yeah.
Which makes perfect sense. Like they have no answer to the Lycan. Like if you run around the
Now
mass,
select your
the rest is
heroes.
food. And they also know they have to pick a support last. And what support can you pick that's good against Lycan and offers burst damage? Like you can pick Skyruff, but then what? Lycan
It's just
just
going to
eats
be
you.
feeding later on, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is
So it's the support Ember Spirit then. It must be.
most likely.
No, it's a mid Ember. It's a support Mars. Support Mars.
We have seen some of that by some European teams. I think Fata also played it, right? Like,
But it isn't. Okay, they answered the Tinker with the Spectre. Viper into Tinker.
So one thing that's interesting about the last part of LGD draft there is that they banned out the 2 heroes offlaners which can the last game,
Mhm.
And a Night
Night
Stalker.
Stalker as well. So then they go for the Lycan, which suggests they want to use those wolves as the kind of heat-seeking rocket enablers.
Yep.
And this seems to be a pattern which LGD wants to create every game they play Tinker. They want to have something which gives an extra bit of vision. Lycan's kind of a budget answer.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, the Lycan pick in general was just really genius because I think they didn't want to do that Viper, right? But like they were kind of maybe forced into it. But even now, Lycan beats Viper so easily. Like, what's your Lycan answer? You still have nothing. He gets his Helm of the Overlord or even just Dominator. He runs.
I would even say that I'd rather see Mars on that course.
Yeah, I think I would agree. It's a
Yeah.
rough draft to go up against. I think LG just got this one.
Yeah, I wasn't going to ask even, but I do want to ask very quickly, how can they take it on? What needs to happen?
If Ember has a good start and then they continue hunting that Tinker, maybe completely shut down his
Prepare
game.
for battle.
It's going to be extremely difficult because they have another problem, and that's the like.
Your talents surpass your
Alrighty,
loveliness.
let's get into game number 2 then. It is LGD versus Phoenix with Ricky and Neff.
Thank you so much, Nomad. And yeah, it is going to be an exciting game number 3. The draft here from PSG LGD seems pretty sick.
You're playing against PSG LGD. You don't ban Tinker. You lose. Next time you ban Tinker, but they did ban Tinker.
Yeah, here we are. They just get it once again. They come this time with a plan to deal with the Tinker, right? The Ember Spirit plus the Grimstroke and the Spectre,
Yeah.
but it feels like they ended up just poking a bunch of holes in that plan by coming up with this safe lane Kunkka as well as the offlane Lycan.
Yeah, the Lycan came out of nowhere.
30
They've got
seconds to battle.
not a ton of clear. Spectre doesn't deal with that one that well herself, and Ember Spirit, does have a little bit of AoE and Mars can kind of control.
We're finally gonna see a fight at the runes. Big torrent onto 2. Then comes the rest of the LGD lineup, but they're still chasing down Y. They want to get the Bane shining, able to keep himself alive thanks to this nice Gaunt's Rebuke from YP. Dodge there on that Stroke of Fate. Nobody dies.
I don't know what you were so hyped
Battle
about.
begins.
That's the fake hype we were talking about.
I wanted blood, Neff. I wanted someone to go down here, and it didn't happen. It's going to be 3 runes here for the side of PSG LGD, though.
Yeah, nothing comes of that one, but a couple people do level 1 abilities. Nothing to say, end up going for the laser here. He's playing against the Death Prophet in the last game. He ended up going heat-seeking missile level 1, but this time he is playing against a melee hero. He might have just gotten this laser and
Yeah, it's pure damage,
and
quite
the
good.
evasion. Yeah, he was never going to hit the Death Prophet with that laser, but in this Ember Spirit matchup, I'm pretty sure he would have gotten this anyways. And
Yeah, that's why you do it. Just denies the creep there from the Ember Spirit, so already looking pretty good in that lane now. Bottom, they do have all 3 heroes here from PSG LGD, so trying to maybe find themselves an early first blood, but it doesn't end up connecting. Jin Q probably going to head top soon.
yeah, I mean, Viper's amazing with trading, but he is pretty slow. 275 base movement speed, so it's very easy to run him down if you have multiple heroes. As long as you're not like actually trading with him and letting him build up too many stacks of that poison attack onto you.
Faith Beyond here with a nice creep drag.
Yeah, but that's going to go between, I think, his tier 1 and his tier 2 tower, where it is very safe and he could deny a lot of arm away from M77 here on this Spectre. Ideal for them, and maybe Jin Q can help mess up a couple of these last hits as well. The Spectre going to struggle these first couple of creep waves, thanks to how they're playing with this Jin Q and his Lycan here, both very annoying.
Yeah, absolutely. Things going really well. I'm curious to see how this mid lane's going to end up panning out. Like, nothing to say yes on his Tinker once again.
Owning already.
Yeah, he's off to a really good start in zone. You do have to have exactly what Lizard said, right? He has to have a good start on this Ember Spirit to really, be able to deal with this Tinker as we go into the mid-late game. But
yeah, he's not having a good start on this Ember Spirit. He's hiding behind a tree. Can't get anywhere close to the creep wave, and no HP to work with, and he's got to play back for a little bit now. Look back up here into the top lane. I mean, a lot of damage coming out pretty quickly from Jin Q here on the Dark Willow. I mean, Victor fairly tanky, not as awful on the lane as it used to be like years ago. Through spamming out your daggers onto the enemies, and you have a reasonably okay time trading people now that you've got a little bit more HP regen.
they're going to try and get aggressive here, get the Brambles. Going to be dodged out by the side of Phoenix. Obviously, a lot of damage from even just a level 1 Brambles.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful to avoid those.
125 with that, plus the root. But, these aren't the caliber of players that are going to walk right to the Brambles. Come on, Ricky.
It'd be a bait, They'd be baiting the Bramble for sure.
Yeah. But Lycan, unfortunately, not being able to provide any stun means it's a little bit difficult to set up the Brambles onto these heroes.
Nice 2-hero torrent bottom by Ame. Will be able to save Y. He'll walk all the way back home on the Bane. Unless he's got, I can't tell if that's his career. It is, but he's still going to go home. Okay.
So Lycan just going for Helm of the Dominators is first item. Helm of the Overlord is what pretty much every Lycan builds right now. And despite a number of nerfs, it's still way too good. I'm not sure what they were thinking when they added that to the game.
So it is really good, but there's usually when you see like these Helm of the Overlord heroes, there's going to be someone on your team that can deal with the Helm of the Overlord, right? But I look at Phoenix Gaming's lineup, and they just don't have one of those heroes.
Mars was seen as like kind of a counter to the Lycan for a little bit, and the Helm of the Overlord was very popular.
Just because you can hold him in the arena.
Get Spirit back on the Viper down in the bottom lane, but
he's fine. Huh? Is he? Nah, Ame actually taking a lot of damage here. The 5 points in that
Hello.
poison attack, or 5 stacks rather, but not enough to find the kill, so he's gonna be okay.
tanky hero, thankfully, and he gets himself back up thanks to the salves and balance swap back in. So it does end up being okay. No blood yet, Ricky. Blood.
4 minutes in, it's bound to happen. Shining on this Viper would love to grab it. He's doing really well mid lane. Damn. Okay, well, you ask and you shall receive. Nav first blood once again for nothing to say on his Tinker.
Did you see that homing missile? Because you could barely see it. It was underneath the Shadow Realm attack.
Yeah.
It was like the shuriken in Naruto.
Oh, and thank you for a reference that I do not understand.
Don't remember that. You know what?
Nah, I don't think I've ever watched that show, to be honest, Neff. I'm sorry.
Unfortunate. You're missing out. Maybe we've got a lot of time that we're spending together here while we do this. I'll catch you up on it.
Great. Love to hear it.
All right, let's catch back up on top lane, though. We've now being shoved in the tower, so Faith Beyond going to find himself a decent amount to farm. Inspector going to be forced to move over to the jungle for just a moment here. Otherwise, he's going to be wasting a good chunk of time.
Very inconspicuous tree planted there in the mid lane. Not sure why that's there. So I'm just trying to deal with deforestation, I suppose. Who knows?
No.
And it's gone. Bottom lane though, Ame on this Kunkka, not off to a fantastic start, but still doing okay. I mean, in terms of, you know, the net worth distribution here, we can see you still have 3 of the top 4 are going to be on the side of PSG LGD, and Kunkka is a hero that can flash farm incredibly fast with Tidebringer and just some levels. He's going to go for the armlet build here. I think definitely just the standard, I mean, when I say quote-unquote standard safe and Kunkka build. We don't really see the hero all that much.
No, it's not that standard. It's become more popular. It's not like unheard of for people to pick it, but you know, it's a pretty versatile hero. You can do a lot with it. So people started running into position 1. You don't scale as well as obviously a lot of strength or agility carries because you know your damage is single target. It's all AOE, but you're an amazing frontliner, and if you have other heroes that can do tons of you know, damage and scale the late game like Lycan and the Tinker, you're going to be just fine. Speaking of the Tinker.
Yeah, speaking of Tinker mid lane, you don't have level 6 yet on zone. Otherwise, you might be able to find this kill, but without having these flame, he is over a level behind.
He's a level and a half behind the Tinker right now.
Yeah, that is rough. 1,100 gold as well, just 6 minutes in.
Doesn't exactly meet the conditions that our panel was talking about before the game of how they're going to come into this game.
I mean, 3 points in this laser. Zone just can't even come to the lane at all. Now the 4th point leveled, so he just has to leave. And look at both supports here. They're able to just kind of sit in the mid lane. If they get a Nightmare off onto zone, he's dead. And that's exactly what Y is looking for. He is behind the tower trying to scout him, looking through in these trees. They will get vision for the moment. No, he's going to be all right. TP's coming in, though, as LWW, and Shining will now join the fray. Mare gonna get woken up there, and Y now has to be careful. Yeah, all right.
No TP. He's a long way from home.
Oh, okay. All right, nice play by Shining.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Centaur stops for a moment. That stomp doesn't do very much damage.
There's so much space being made, though. Like, you see this rotation, you're like, oh, wow, they got the pain. But both side lanes are just being soloed by these heroes. Like, Lycan and Kunkka getting plenty of experience. They're both farming decently well. So, at the end of the day, you're really not complaining if you're on the side of LGD here.
Spectre's keeping up for now, but looking to turn on there and find a kill. Right, not going to be able to get it. Underneath the tier 1 tower, she's going to be just fine. The Falcon Blade giving her a little bit of extra bulk as well. And I guess she's going for power treads, and then I imagine the Egg and Scepter after
mid lane, here it is. Level 6 on the Ember, finally able to punish the Tinker as a result. That Inkswell combo, very strong. Now bottom lane, of here onto Shining, but he will be able to find the bait before he goes down. Now Ame needs to be careful. He gets level 6. That's going to be the Viper Strike for the TP home. No spear coming through. Very close to being off cooldown. He almost had it.
Well, he does manage to get out, so we find the Tinker in the mid lane, and they force a couple of heroes back, so now finally some movement coming out from Phoenix.
I love it. They actually smoke, but scouted by a ward here, so I think this Tinker dipping into the mid lane. Jinkyu going to try and pop the smoke. That's exactly what he's going to do. Pops that Shadow Realm, but Inkswell plus the Spirit, he might just die before they can do anything. A lot of damage coming through from Zone as well as he comes in on the hits a Bramble though. Sleight of Fist will find the kill, but in comes the Torrent. Now M77 on the backside will find nothing to say. X Trying to hold him in place. Tinker not able to get back into the fight that quickly.
I'd love to punish this zone here, but his remnant's just coming off of a cooldown now, so he manages to escape.
Dire's top
But
tower is
can't
under
quite get
attack.
these heroes down, and I think Tinker now
Dire's
realizes that he needs to build up a
structures
little bit more
fortified.
tanky this game. He's not going to be able to get away with some of the things that he did previously, as they now have these heroes with so much jump. The Spectre and the Ember Spirit always going to be on top of him. Despite the fact that he shut down the Ember Spirit so hard in the lane, he did end up finding that
Dire's
kill onto
top
him.
tower is under attack.
Classic Lycan things, just
Dire's top
I'm going to
tower
play my
has
own
fallen.
game up here. You
It's,
guys have fun.
PvE farming simulator, basically, right? It's a tower defense type of game.
Yeah, you raise your
Dire's middle
wolves, your
tower
level
is
1
under
wolf, your level 2 wolf is the Dom, and then you have, of course, the Golem.
Yeah.
Very weird looking wolf.
Very weird looking wall. Nice play here by Ame. Obviously, one of the things that you know when you're playing against Grimstroke, you're going to get silenced up, so he times the boat to make sure that even if he is silenced, the X will pull him right back into it. So really well done there.
That's the rule of thumb is 2 seconds on the torrent, 1 second on the boat for how long you wait before dropping your abilities after the X.
Yeah. I'm to say with the Blink Dagger now, pretty incredible that you can just go 0 items blink on a hero. But after this, I'm sure he's going to pick up the Aghanim Scepter. Pretty much the standard Tinker build.
Yeah. The fact that hero doesn't need to build boots anymore is ridiculous.
Who needs them?
Buns a keen optic as well, extra cast range on him. His invisibility picked up now. So 3K now with an advantage now for PSG LGD, despite the fact they have 2 extra kills on the side of Phoenix. But this is what you mentioned, they were just making space on the map. Every time that they look for these kills on like Bane and whatnot, you know, Lycan has been doing his thing by himself up at the top lane, and it shows. 4,900 net worth here at 10 minutes into the game. He is very far ahead of the next highest hero on the enemy team, which is Spectre at like 4,100.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, they're doing really well.
Dire's middle tower
I'm curious to see what
is under
Shiny's going to be able to
attack.
pull off here on this offlane Viper, because he's going to have to make a lot of space here.
Not
on this
much,
hero.
I feel, in this game. It's going to be kind of difficult. I think, like,
Zone, he should be fine here. He actually doesn't have a remnant though, forced to already use it, and that's going to be
Dire's middle
another
tower
tower
has
taken here from the side of PSG LGD. They're taking more though as they find Shining bottom. Blink in from Tinker as he executes him just in time, and they're turning up the tempo. It's starting to feel like Phoenix Gaming are starting to really hit this wall.
the wall that is PSG LGD.
Yeah.
An excellent way of putting it. Didn't manage to connect that one. Gets held in place by the Brambles, so the stun doesn't hit Xin Q, but they're forced to get back. I'm not sure they'll have enough time for the Spectre to actually get the items she needs to be able to stay on top of this Tinker. Aghanim Scepter would be great, but you know, Spectre was nerfed just after TI. They ended up adding in 10 second
before TI.
cooldown to that Aghanim Scepter because it was just way too good.
Yeah, I think it was before TI. Who knows, man? We've been on this patch for literally like, what, 18 months or something now?
Free me from 7.30. Free me from Tinker.
Hooked up here on the support. See if they can find something. Fiend's Grip, obviously available here for Y. Really nice deep ward there behind that farming spot, rotating into the mid lane. If they get zone, this huge.
Yeah, they're collapsing in on them. They've got super deep vision.
He walks right into it. Thanks to the high ground vision that it provides, but a nice silence comes through from that grip stroke. Able to turn this fight around. YP doing some good stuff here with this arena. The support of the Mars ends up doing everything it needs, trapping these heroes inside this arena as the rest of the team going to clean them up big. So 3 kills here for the side of Phoenix. Really well played.
Yeah, and the moment you try to disengage that one on the Dark Willow there, the silence came out, that bug, Phantom's Embrace, onto where the middle of the channeling with that Terrorizing. Kunkka, they're about to lose as well.
Yeah, they found Ahmed. It's the armlet toggle here for a moment. Nice nightmare, but it's not going to be enough to save them, so they find themselves another. Okay, I was saying, you know, Phoenix might be in some trouble, but looks like it's LGD that might be in a little bit of trouble here.
And trolling them up. I mean, they haven't they haven't hit any of these super big item timings on these heroes on PSG. Like your Harmony Overlord hasn't been completed yet on the Lycan. I think that's just about done. The Kunkka needs to finish his BKB in order to play around the arena and this Emperor Spirit. Once we have those items done, then PSG are going to feel a little bit stronger. But for now, this is Phoenix's opportunity to get back in the game, and they're capitalizing on it. They are working right now on the Aghanim Scepter on the Spectre, though. That one's about half completed, and half completed on Tinker as well. Once you have that...
Nice spear there. Gonna find this Dark Willow. Easy kill. Tinker's still behind the tower, though. It does make it pretty difficult to actually push this tower, and it's even worse once you have the Axe, but still pretty far away.
They actually sitting a little bit too low on LWW. I think if they move Ember Spirit down here, they might try to jump the Tinker, but Grimstroke needs to be there with him.
And so they get the Nightmare to the mid lane. 10 seconds till the Fiend Scrape, but...
Yeah, so they're not going to be able to capitalize off this. Mars is sitting pretty close to the mid lane, though.
I was gonna say, I wonder what Mars is gonna build. He's gonna just go blink. Makes sense, right?
Yeah. You forget that this, like, I briefly forgetting that it's not a position 3 Mars. He is so under farmed, still sitting at like 900 gold, and he's just got Trank Boots. So when you don't have that blink in and then dropping the arena followed by his spear, it becomes, you know, kind of underwhelming.
All right, smoke up from Phoenix. They're gonna go ahead and be the aggressors here as they draw some lines top. Want to find this Ame Kunkka once again.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
A nice find, but I don't even think that's your main concern. He's just kind of doing whatever at the moment. I think you want to be catching out this Lycan.
Yeah, I think they saw the smoke here and they know exactly what's going on. YP drops the arena, traps the Bane here, goes for the Fiend's Grip. Gonna get instantly canceled. Both does come through. Dodge down thanks to the Nightmare though. And now double Viper Strike isn't enough. It will take down the Bane, but it doesn't really matter. It's just gonna be Faith Beyond cleaning up big on this Lycan.
Atchiyama the Overlord completed. Huge damage coming up from this goal and finishing off that Mars there. And you know, ended up being a pretty sick Nightmare off onto the Bane. He caught the Mars in the back line before he could throw the spear on, so all he got was the arena, and it really didn't accomplish much there.
Yeah, it was a really sick...
So it wasn't able to interrupt the Fiend's Grip either. That one ended up getting the full duration, and I think they were a little bit confused that, you know, how we managed to get that Fiend's Grip off right in front of the...
yeah, right in front of the whole team.
Yeah, in front of the whole team there. You control, you're controlled, I suppose.
Yeah, very well played. This Lycan, I mean, they talked about it in the panel. You know, it's basically a free Lycan game at this point. The only real answer is going to be the arena, just trapping him in place, but you can just run your summons at any of these supports and there's nothing that they can do about it.
Well, if they're in the arena, they suffer from the same thing.
Yeah. Well, now here in the river zone, gets aggressive here onto the Dark Willow. Might want to rethink this one as again another kill for Faith Beyond. M77 now chasing down ZinQ, will be able to find the kill, but he's in pretty deep and does have a TP to get away. LWW trying to offer some assistance. Bane rotating in, doesn't actually make it. They get the X though from Ame. In comes the X. There's going to be the boat to connect, and Tinker joining the fight as well. Do they have the damage to finish him off, making his way up onto the high ground? Trying to continue the chase here. M77, he's giving him the runaround, but it's going to be Tinker eventually, right?
Nothing to say, always gets it.
Oh my, he's out. He is out shining though. Setting up a kill here onto the Tinker. They come in a little bit too far. Now you're out of mana. Can they actually find these kills though? The damage, the cleave from Ame's Kunkka as well. Plus the summons, he just gets himself a double and leaves. Yes, you don't find the kill there onto the Spectre, but finding 2 extra ones. Now Terrorize not going to connect. Oh, nice pump fake though from the Dark Willow. Able to make some space, and they go ahead and punish the Ember Spear for that one. Now YP on the run, sniped by the Dark Willow.
That was so unbelievable.
He get a Fiend's Grip. Oh no, he just thought he was out. Ends up trying to come back to the bottom lane and ends up being all 5 dead for the side of Phoenix.
They lose everybody. They dove so far there at PSG LGD, but there was no punish for it. Nobody does enough damage. Look at this, 10,000, almost 11,000 damage dealt. They don't lose a single hero. They take out everybody on the side of Phoenix between multiple towers there as well. This is insane how far forward they're going, and I thought there'd be some punishment that Soulbind came out, but they just didn't have damage to follow that up.
No, I mean, you'd already dropped everything on the Spectre. She had just TP'd out, had no way to really get back into the fight. Ember was not there either. I thought for sure, I was like, yeah, there's no way nothing to say gets out of this. You get Soulbind, Viper Strike was taking so much damage from the Viper, but Ame's Kunkka plus the summons, it's just running over these heroes.
Gold from
It's doing so much. And nothing to say, it's such a massive threat as well. And still just finishing up his Aghanim Scepter now on the Spectre, but at this point, it's been so delayed. I'm wondering how effective it's going to be. We've seen Tinkers just blink out of heroes on top of them, you know, with the help of this defense matrix as well. I think we're just going to see a repeat of that. You have these items to get on top of the Tinker now, but the Ember Spirit, Our draft prince was
Dire's
talking
middle
about.
tower
It
is
just did
under
not
attack.
have. If he's not having a good game, this Tinker is
Radiant
not going to go
structures
down.
are fortified.
Faith Beyond looks like he wants to just go in and start doing the Roche all on his own. Meanwhile, the rest of his team just kind of making space, pushing out these lanes. He's got the DD rune, he's got the drums, the helm of the Overlord. He'll eventually get it. Not gonna be the fastest Roche alone, but when Tinker decides to finally come help out, it should fall pretty quickly.
Not a ton of right.
Scan from both teams connect here, and there's gonna be a Wolf to scout out the side of Phoenix here.
I'm sure they feel kind of crushed after these last couple of team fights, but give up Roche, it's even worse.
Radiant's middle
I'm sure you give the
tower
Aegis to Kunkka, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed, he's almost got his BKB.
Yeah, that's the big thing that he's been working on for a little while.
Yeah, this TP out, man, it was so sick.
So clutch, but like the soul bind comes off it too, but the sleep is there and then just stunned up. They're not trying, they don't have any damage to follow it off.
I thought for sure that this was gonna pay out. Ended up just not working for them.
Yeah, nobody's there. They just can't do anything to it. I mean, they were forced to back away and not attack them on PSG, but
Dude, this terrorizer is
yeah,
so
that
sick.
fake. Oh my god, that
Baited him out perfectly.
disgusting how well played that was.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Spectre's dead. He's your runner. I'm not sure if you saw, they actually rotated into the bottom lane and found Spectre again, so.
Footnote, Spectre's gone.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Nice pick off there. Now 13k now with advantage here at 20 minutes in.
Invisibility.
Won't be long until they're ready to be knocking on your high ground. The wolf is at your door, so they say.
That would make sense, yeah. There's a lot of wolves about to be at their doors here pretty soon.
I like the cool rock-looking wolf. That one's my favorite.
Yeah. I like Pirate Wolf. That one's pretty cool.
We might see a pirate wolf eventually this game, but they did end up nerfing the Aghanim Scepter. After all, it was a Slack's idea, the wolf, but they had to, nerf it into the ground, much like his Omni Knight.
Yeah, of course.
Can't have it too strong for too long.
I'm really curious to see what they try to do here on the side of Phoenix, because they are starting to fall further and further behind. It is now a 13,000 gold lead. I mean, the core is getting exceptionally farmed. Oh, okay, Hinkswell play into the mid lane. Nice, that's the axe reveal here for M77. So they'll find themselves a quick pick off onto the Bane, but you do still have Lycan problems as he is just pushing this bottom tier 2.
Yeah, they want to be able to grab the mid-tier. They don't have a single tower this game on the side of Phoenix. Everything is still standing, and while they try to make a rotation in the mid after grabbing that Bane, they end up losing the bottom tier 2.
Yeah, they actually didn't really lose the lanes all that hard. Besides mid, like zone really struggled there, but
oh yeah, that one was very one-sided.
But yeah, these side lanes, like they just kind of were allowed to continue to farm, and because of what happened mid, like the support's constantly rotating in to try and keep this Ember Spirits game alive. And now you just have this massive lead, and everyone on the side of PSG LGD feel fairly safe. Like you got this Yules on Dark Willow combined with the Shadow Realm. It's very difficult to actually find the kill on this hero.
Money.
Nobody's an easy target at this point, and even though it's relatively even in kills, it's I imagine these next couple of team fights are going to be very one-sided. They're holding their triangle. It's about to all they can do. YP over here. If you get the, I mean, you can't even jump Kunkka here.
Very nice attempt on that torrent.
Yeah, but you can't even jump the Kunkka here. I mean, he's like the tankiest hero. He's still got the Aegis. He's got a BKB in his backpack.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out what targets you can go on. Like your only option is to try and find the Dark Willow and the Bane, and like YP with the Blink Dagger now might be able to do it. I do see Jin Q here. All right, there we go. Nice searing chains into Spear, Inkswell as well. He will be able to dodge it out, but no way to actually survive this one. Last hit goes the way of Zone's Ember, so he'll know about that ward.
Yep. Areas that they're reclaiming on the map, they have to move around as 5. Like while they were going on that Dark Well, net worth lead further increased for PSG LGD, even though they got that kill there, just because they're farming up the rest. And I think it's just the nature of the game. It is insane to see you have an Ember Spirit and a Spectre on your side, the Spectre with the Aghanim Scepter, but still not having control of the map.
Yeah, Spectre's one of those heroes that just wants to be able to farm away from your team and just like join for kills, and it like Phoenix Gaming doesn't really have a lot of, I would say, kill potential right now. Like they're just so tanky on the side of PSG LG. They have a lot of answers. X here in the mid lane is going to find Shiny. He's trying to get onto a Y. The supports will be able to collapse on top of him. They will be able to take down the Bane, but Shining just getting crushed by Ame here. He's going to join him, and now YP on the run, taken down by the Tinker. 77. The Spectre, the only hero that cannot afford to die, just surrounded and did not even stand a chance here against the damage from LGD.
Yeah, they
Dyer's
absolutely
middle
melted
tower
them.
is under
And it looked like it would have been fighted first, but you know, after got initiated on, the Tinker was teleporting over him, changing his mind, realized he put himself
Dyer's
too
middle
out of
tower
position, no,
has
still
fallen.
playing very clean despite this far ahead.
You get the EC completed, you're on your way to a panic here for Ame. Like, they have so much physical damage from these two heroes, and then of course you have Tinker, who doesn't, he feels like kind of like a B character in this episode of PSG LGD, but to be honest, just still able to dump so much damage in these fights.
Jumping the back line, he just absolutely melts people. You have to always, I mean, if you're not concerned about the Tinker's positioning, then your entire team will die dim after you jump on the Kunkka or the Lycan. I mean, frontline tanky heroes.
You were right about the Tinker though, he's gonna go for the BKB.
Yep. I mean, he's kind of got it this game if he wants to be able to play as far forward as we saw him in the last match.
They find zone here.
Dyer's top
X
tower
gonna pull
is
him right
under
back,
attack.
but able to remnant to safety, so nice patience from him, but now looking for more. LWW being chased down by the summons as well as the Mars. Oh my god, the damage from Faith Beyond. X into boat's gonna find Shining, pulls him right back in. The Howl, it's way too much. Faith Beyond with the double kill. The Lycan is just taking over this game, 25 minutes in now, and I don't think there is any slowing down this Wolf.
No. I was looking at that when I didn't see the buyback status there. I just saw Lycan yes at the top. The state of this game. He just saw Grassy making such quick work of these towers, and he got to do whatever he wanted in this game, and now they're paying the price for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But still just taking control of this map, not ready to push high ground yet despite being up 22k net worth. I mean, you are a little bit concerned about that Mars trick that I was talking about earlier. You don't want to get speared back into an arena further away from the rest of your team. I'm not sure even that'll make the difference in this 22k net worth lead they have at this point, but PSG LGD, they are going to be very careful. After the 2-1 against Aster yesterday, every game in the DPC here is so important. You want to go straight to playoffs as soon as you make that major.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like the heroes on the side of PSG LGD are so tough. They've got BKBs completed, go on top of a Kunkka, 300 health nearly, doesn't have the armlet active in a BKB. I don't know how you actually bring down the hero at this point.
Two
Like,
masks
the
on
full
this
command
friggin'
5.
That's the part, you don't.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And then, of course, Lightning. What do you do?
You do.
All right. Playing a little bit aggressive there. Gets the Yule, still has the Shadow Realm. Will pop it. Taking a lot of damage here, just burning down to zone. In comes Ame, though, with the Kunkka. Does have a DD run into the Feed's grip. That's going to cancel that. TP out in zone. Does need to be very careful. Off into the trees. They do find him. They get the root as he goes into the Bramble. Dark Willow gets the last laugh in this engagement.
Oh, they just about predicted that Remnant on the Ember Spear. The torrent of the trees wasn't meant for that support there. That was meant for the Ember, but, you know, he goes in the Bramble. He dies
Dyer's
anyways.
bottom tower
So,
is under
impatient done, in my opinion, but I think we're just baiting them out. Maybe a little bit impatient. They didn't want to wait for the next Roche. Instead, they want to be hitting these high grounds right away.
I mean, if they can force the buyback on the Ember, I mean, his game's already in shambles, and X here once again onto Shining, gonna connect with the Bone, just coming in to try and do what damage he can. BKB is gonna get pumped